Thanks Notion for sponsoring today's video. We have talked a lot about how to take notes in this channel. We have mentioned different methods, techniques, minimalist notes, visual notes, note-taking methods you've never heard of before, digital notes, handwritten notes, well, the list goes on and on. But one thing we've never really covered before was how to take notes faster. Independently of the method you use, speeding up the process makes everything so much easier because there's a lot more information covered in your notes, and that will make revision way better and more accurate. In this video, I cover methods both for people who handwrite their notes, either on paper or on the screen, as well as people who type their notes in a word processor or app. So independently of your preference, I'm sure you'll find something useful in this video today. So without further ado, let's start with number 1. The first thing you should aim at is practicing speed writing. Speed writing and shorthand are not synonyms. A system of shorthand is a way of reducing what you've written into a completely different way of writing that allows you to progress at a high speed, while speed writing, on the other hand, is more about how to use shortcuts for words, which will allow you to write more quickly. Speed writing uses everyday alphabet with a standard method of abbreviation based on length of words. So for example, to abbreviate short words, you can miss out vowels. For longer words, speed writing uses letters to represent common beginnings and endings. Okay, so for those of you specifically using a keyboard, a text expander is the way to go. A text expander is a program that will recognize a very short keyword and replace it automatically or expand it in your word processor or app. A-text or phrase express are good ones to start with because they work as keyloggers, interpreting and responding to whatever you type on your keyboard, regardless of what app you're using. If you don't want the hassle of installing programs right away and you have a Mac, your computer will have that feature by default, so all you have to do is start inserting your keywords and shortened version of choice. If you're handwriting your notes, use Cursive. Remember, Cursive doesn't need to look like this or this. Remember that Cursive only means written with the characters joined, and in its simplest forms, it can look like this or this. Every time you lift the pen, you're wasting time. And when you write in Cursive, you're cutting back on time wasted moving your hand around, because instead you let it slide across the paper. Also, there's a bigger chance your Cursive will eventually evolve into a series of abbreviations as you practice with it, which will then cut back even more on the time you're spending handwriting your notes. Okay, so also remember to learn touch typing if you're typing your notes. Touch typing means typing through muscle memory without using your eyesight to find the keys, a bit like piano players do after practicing for a while. By avoiding looking down at the keyboard, you're able to focus entirely on typing the text in front of you. Touch typing can then be perfected with tons of practicing, and there are handy websites like keybr.com who will help you with that. Besides speed, touch typing will really help out with accuracy, and since you're looking at the screen, it can help with the revision of your text as well. Also, as a plus, if you're copying your text from somewhere else, like a PowerPoint slide or a textbook, you'll be able to type as you read without pauses. Remember when I said that speed writing and shorthand weren't the same thing? Well, shorthand can be even more effective, although it's more difficult to learn. Shorthand is like the father of fast note-taking. It's not outdated, it just works even in the modern era. There are a lot of shorthand classes, but you can also create your own system, although that will take a lot more time as well as some trial and error. There are a lot of shorthand systems to choose from, and the system you use should take into account how much time you have to learn the system and how faster you want to write. Examples are Greg Pre-Anniversary, Greg Anniversary, and New Era Pitman for max speed, and then you also have Greg Simplified and Pitman 2000. For max simplicity, there's also an alphabetic system called KeyScript, which is incredibly fast to learn and is able to get you to around 120 words per minute. And if you prefer typing your notes but want the perfect app to let you organize everything, with powerful editing tools and then the ability to share, export, and print all of your notes, you can rely on Notion to help you with that and so much more. Notion can be used individually or to collaborate with other people. And I use most of these templates and spreads for my own individual planning, but I also share some of the pages with my video editor, as that allows us to keep a steady workflow with all the information that matters nicely compiled into table format. You can also use and explore Notion anytime you want and for as long as you like, because their personal plan is literally free, without any word or block limit. It's the best investment you can make and reset for the second half of the year and start preparing for a new semester, and it doesn't really cost a cent. So to start using Notion today for free, go and click the link provided in the description box below to get your account. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!